My name's Gardy. It's just after 9 o'clock here in Lamarck, Texas. I'm going to kick this on the FM, and we're going to be talking about the Marque Chargers, how you can get involved, and why you need to know about it. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. My name is Gardy. I have a guest that's hanging out in studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to find out everything that he has going on. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jared Williams. I'm from the city of Lamarck, Galveston County. Grew up in Texas City, graduated from Lamarck High School. I'm the president of the Marque Chargers.
All right, so the Lamarck Chargers, if somebody hasn't heard of them before, what do you guys offer? What do y'all do?
So we are a youth football organization. We have kids we're signing up kids from the ages of 5 to 12 years old in football and cheer. Right now, we have close to 100 kids signed up. Still looking for a lot of kids on the ages of 9, 10, and 12, 11 and 12. Things been going really good so far, man. We have had a lot of support from our community. Have a great group of coaches, Andre Perkins, Doc Amy, Rajon Henley, just to name a few.
Yeah.
We have a really good group of guys, man, that's coming back to support the city. We even have an old Lamarck alumni that I'm just trying to get on board. I haven't really told anybody that's coming out, but Nehemiah Glover.
Okay.
Do you remember Nehemiah Glover?
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was one of the great receivers in the late 90s, and he went to Texas Tech. I think he might graduate in 2000, but he went to Texas Tech and set records at Texas Tech. Was just a great guy.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. I recognize some of those other names that you mentioned about the coaches, and they're community leaders.
Exactly.
So when I see that, I'm like, hey, football, that's fun.
Right.
But those guys they're mentors.
Exactly.
They're actually fatherly figures.
Right.
They're community leaders.
Yes.
So these guys and girls that are coming up in these programs, they're also getting mentored in a way. I would assume, right?
That's our goal. Football is fun, and that's what we're going to focus on, keeping football fun. But at the end of the day, we know that we're developing children mentally, physically, all the way around, So it really was a blessing that these guys reached out to me to come help me start this organization. Initially, when I first put it out there, it probably was me and one of my brothers that was the coaches. But like I said, it's just been nothing but positivity and great things have just come together all naturally. And I'm thankful. Like I said, it's a great group of guys, really, really good group of guys. Like I said, like you said, there's more so mentors and great role models for our kids. Football is football and it's Little League football, so it's not going to make or break anything with your child's future. Whether he's running a touchdown at 9, 10 years old doesn't matter. Like that doesn't make or break his 11th to 12th grade year in high school. So we focusing on being good role models for the kids, having fun, teaching them the right things in life.
So if somebody has a child from the ages of 5 to 12, they want to get involved, or let's say somebody doesn't have a child, or they don't have someone in their life, but they want to help and support. How can they get a hold of you, and are there different ways for them just to donate their time or their money, and how can they do that?
You can reach out to us on social media on Facebook. We have a Lamarck Chargers Facebook page. My cell phone number is 409-795-9711. If you want to reach out, donate, we greatly appreciate it. Just in the demographics that we live in, we need those donations. We need help with uniforms, fees, game fees. Like I spoke to you earlier, it gets pretty expensive renting out game fields around here. So we'll be grateful for any help, any donations that we receive.
Yeah, so making sure they have the proper safe equipment,
right?
So they can go out there and have fun, and making sure the officials are professional and there, and all of that stuff.
Exactly.
And so if somebody even wants to sponsor a kid or multiple kids, that's an opportunity for them to give back.
Yes,
directly.
Definitely. And we're gonna treat our sponsors A1. You know what I mean? Because we want our sponsors to come back. So we're gonna make sure at home games they get special treatment. You know what I mean? And we're going to advertise their business or whatever that they may need us to advertise if they have a business. We're going to have banners going along our field, along our gates at the game. We're going to promote them on our social media. We will promote them on our workout uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some different things that we need. Like you said, equipment. But like right now, we are starting our workouts on Sundays at 5 o'clock at Lamarque High School. If you want to just come out, enjoy yourself, hang out, see the kids, 5 o'clock at Lamarque High School on the practice fields, we'll be out there working out. But, we want our kids to look uniform when they're out there working out. And some parents are struggling with registration fees, but we want to make sure all our kids have the same. We don't want our kids looking different. We want everyone to have the same uniform. So if you have a business and you want to donate to that fund, we can put your company, your business on our uniforms, on our workout uniforms. So
awesome. Where did you get the idea, or why did you feel like this was what you're supposed to do? Start the Lamarque Chargers, and it's not easy to start anything. Yeah. But so why did you feel the need to do it?
Man, so I'm real big on purpose in life. I moved back home. So just a little about me. I graduated from Lamarque High School 2004. I went to Texas Tech. I was fortunate enough to get some scholarship offers. I decided to go to Texas Tech. Stayed there some time, made a couple bad decisions. Left Texas Tech. Went and played arena football for like 8 years at a very early age. When I was 20, my first arena game, I was 20 years old. I wasn't even allowed to go to the team after party.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even get into the team after party. But I spent my time away and just going through life. And my whole life I figured that I was supposed to have been playing football, right? Like this was my goal. This is what God put me here on this earth to do, was to play football. That's what I thought. And then towards my last year, my son got to come stay with me that summer. And I was like, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, spending time with my son. So I moved back home, and I had been gone for like 11 years at this time. And my son was 6, 7. I came back home. I got to working out with my son, and then his friends started coming. I got to training his friends, and then I started going to their practices and stuff, and just fell in love with just working with the kids and being with the kids. And then God gave me a vision to step out in faith and do something different. So it had been pulling over the last few years. I worked with a great group of guys from the Tech City Stings organization, the Galveston County Seahawks, Galveston County Sun Devils. Worked with those guys for the last 5 or 6 years. And like I said, God just put something on my heart again to start this organization. I feel like the city of Lamarque needs it. We have very minimal youth organizations in the city of Lamarque when it comes down to extracurricular activities. So I developed a program to where it's football and sports is the way that we're going to get them to us, but we're going to build off of programs and not just do sports. So we have a lot of things coming up in our future that we plan on doing with the kids. And just like I said, first thing first, keeping it fun for the kids, have them learning, developing mentally, physically. And when God gave me his vision, I held on to it for a while. And I was kind of afraid, like I said, scared to jump out there, but I did it. And it's been nothing but love from our community, getting a lot of support from other parents. Like I said, in the last 3 months, man, I think it was like the middle of January, whenever we made a post saying that we was going to start it, me and another gentleman of mine that's been helping me out. And in these past 3 months, we have just about 100 kids signed up. And majority of them are from the city of Lamarque. And some have played before, some haven't. So that's what I'm excited about, getting a group of kids. We're playing in a local league here, so we're not doing all the traveling. We're not worried about if your son's the best kid around here, we want him on the team. Like, no, we want to take every kid that's not doing anything when they get out of school. If they don't have any extracurricular activities besides watching TV and playing a video game, bring them to practice. So that's what we're about.
Yeah, and I know we mentioned the traveling, because I see there are baseballs that he got to try out. You get selected, and then then we're traveling all over, and so that I know that puts like the financial strain on a parent, because I'll see some of these parents, they're hustling to do everything they can, bake sales and that stuff's that stuff's great, and support it when you can, but just to be like, hey, we're here in the community, your kids are going to be safe, they're going to be having fun and learning not just skills on the field and exercise, but also things that'll last a lifetime.
Definitely, that's the goal.
That's awesome. Outside of the sport of football, are you involved in any other sports in any other ways?
Man, I coach basketball, baseball, help out with City of Lamarque. Well, West Texas City's baseball league. Texas City has a basketball league as well I coached in. And I've been doing that for the last, like I said, 9 or 10 years. And it just doesn't stop for me. Like I said, I really feel like when I came home with a purpose. And it was to be working with these youth and trying to develop our youth in our community in general.
Did you play those sports growing up?
Yes, I played everything growing up.
Yeah.
If you see me, you might not believe it, but I even played a little tennis.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. My mom kept me super active. And it wasn't any quitting involved,
Right.
It wasn't that, oh, Mom, I don't like it. I'm not going. Like, no, you're going. You're not going to sit around here. You're going to be productive. You're going to go try, so.
Yeah. Outside of football, was football your favorite sport and what you were the best at, or was another sport as well? Okay.
Well, of course, basketball is funner than football.
Yeah.
But football is definitely a passion of mine that I've always had. I've always loved football. I was fortunate enough. One of my older brothers, I have 4 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 5 boys, and I have a little sister too. So she's like 14 years younger than me. And he was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to the University of Texas. I don't know if you remember when 4 guys from Texas City went to UT. Mm-hmm. My brother was one of them. And I got to go spend the summers and spring breaks with him. Go hang out with Ricky Williams, Roy Williams, Casey Hampton. I'm seeing all these guys. I was like a middle school dude. I was like, wow. And I fell in love with just that whole atmosphere, the opportunity. So when I got that exposure, I was like, this is what I want to do. So
yeah. So how big are you? Yeah, you're a large person. Sitting down here and see if somebody hasn't met you in person. I was like, you're like 6'6" or something.
Yeah, I'm 6'6", 295 pounds.
Okay, what position did you play?
A little bit of everything. I played left tackle in my senior year in high school. My junior year, I played DN and tight end. Then when I got to college, I was trying to stay at left tackle, but I couldn't gain the weight. At that time, I was like 240. And so they moved me back to defense. So I played defense. I went back to defensive end.
Okay. Yeah. Are your brothers, I'm guessing they were pretty big, or at least athletic as well?
Yes, they were athletic. Some of them big. It's like the 2 oldest are the smallest ones.
Yeah.
But
it's my big little brother.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They you have no idea.
Yeah, you can mess on. Hey, big brother. Like,
yeah.
It's funny.
I call them now my older brothers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not my big brothers. They're my older brothers. Well, one of them is probably he probably argued me down and tell me he's still bigger than me. But yeah. It's pretty cool though.
Going from traditional football and playing collegiate in high school and other sports, making that arena football switch. What was that like? Was it fun, more fun, or just like a totally different sport, or not?
It's the same sport, but it's a lot funner. I will say that. I loved it. And I got caught up in it. Like, I didn't want to go do anything else. Like, I really stopped pursuing the NFL. Mm-hmm. I was with a great organization, a great owner who really looked out for me year round. So I didn't pursue the NFL like I probably should have. Like I said, I was young. I was around a great group of men, coaches, older guys on the team, the organization, our GM. So it was just a great situation all the way around. And I love the atmosphere. Like, literally, to have the coach that you're going up against on the field with you, the fans right there and reach, you know what I mean? Yeah. Reach out and touch a fan in any play. It was just amazing. The atmosphere is just amazing in arena football.
What do you think about the XFL? Have you had a chance to watch much of that?
I've watched a couple games. I think I love it for the opportunity that it gives the players, because a lot of guys, they may not come from the best school. They may not come from the SEC. They may not go from, or they may come from just a conference that's not really recognized, but they get those opportunities and get a chance to fulfill their dreams. And I think it's amazing what the Rockets doing with that.
Yeah, you see these guys, or I think of like even like a backup quarterback in the NFL. These guys were studs.
Yeah.
Wherever they're at, and it's just an opportunity sometimes.
Yes.
Where somebody's in front of you, and so there's a whole other league, given an opportunity,
right.
to these young guys or guys that are, hey, I want to play some more. I'm not done yet, or whatever. And it's just you never know who's watching, and
like Kurt Warner.
Right. Yeah.
Kurt Warner's story is amazing. He went from bagging groceries and what was that? What was he at? Iowa Barnstormers. That's in what's that city? Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, yeah.
He was a grocery. he was bagging groceries, playing for Iowa Barnstormers in the arena, and got an opportunity. And literally, when he won a Super Bowl, you know what I mean. So you never know. You never know. So I love his story. And I think that's pretty much like the grind, and a lot of these guys that's playing for the XFL or arena, that's what their hopes for, and it gives them hope, man. And you learn a lot, you go through a lot, and during those moments, and it grows you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you mentioned, and we talked about this a little bit, but it's more than just sports. What y'all are instilling into these young people. But I mean, do you make yourself available outside of football games, stuff like that? Hey, call me if y'all need anything. How can I help you in your family life or anything like that?
Definitely. I encourage my parents to call me anytime, day or night. Their teachers call me, and I will go up to the schools and support the kid and talk and support the teachers and talking to the kid. The kid's not acting right. I have been Sunday. Parent called me, Jerry, I need you to come talk to him. It's a lot of single mothers out here that's struggling with raising their kids. Some fathers, kids don't listen to their parents, right? And it takes somebody else from the outside to come tell your kid the same thing that you've been telling them. Right?
The exact same.
The exact same thing. There's just somebody else telling them, then they listen, So I'm just here I'm here for it all,
Yeah.
And I thank God that He gives me the patience and the time to interact with the kids and in the community like He does. I'm a very busy person. Like I have 3 kids of my own. I have a job. My kids are active in sports. All my kids, my daughter played volleyball, basketball this year. My youngest played football, basketball, and baseball. My oldest played football and track. And God has really blessed me to where I haven't missed much of anything with them, but I'm still able to do everything else that He's put me here to do. So
yeah. Okay, so before we went on air, we were talking about Dr. Jared Williams, a Family Service Center.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know we've worked with Family Service Center, but I have Jared Williams sitting in front of me, and we've done some Family Service Center things. They're like, we had the same. I was like, okay, I wanted to make sure. I'm like, am I getting names confused?
Yeah.
So you do work with Family Service Center. What is Family Service Center, and then what do you do for them?
So Family Service Center is an organization. It's a nonprofit organization that's based out of, it's been around for 100 years. So they're a very large organization. But here in Galveston County, we focus on a lot of mental health and a lot of family, literally what it says, family services. If your family is struggling in any type of way, we're here to help. Like I said, we focus on mental health. And one of the programs that I'm very proud of that we are building right now is the Fatherhood Program. And the Fatherhood Program, actually tomorrow. So if you're available, if you're a father and you're here in Galveston County and you're a father and you're free tomorrow night, it's a draft, right? NFL draft. And we will be at Roo Daddy's. We're having an event. We're calling it the Fatherhood Round Table Talk. And we're going to watch the draft. You come, you can get a free meal from Roo Daddy's. Roo Daddy's food is really, really good. And you can come there and mingle, network, talk to other fathers. We have a couple guys that's going to be there speaking. We have the mayor, Lamarck, that's going to be there speaking. A guy named Cornelius Jackson. So a lot of people know him as Mr. C around here. He's he has a unique story just as far as his upbringing and where he brought himself from today with his family. And he'll be there talking about financial opportunities and different things. We have Keith Henry, who's a local politician, but he also works for FSC.
Yeah, I ran into him whenever we were working. I was filming with Dr. Williams, and he was there as well.
Yeah, so he'll be there speaking. And we're going to have we have probably like 20 people that's already 20, 30 other fathers that committed. And it's our first time having it, committed to coming. So we'll welcome any and everybody. Y'all please come out, speak your mind. You know what I mean? Because as fathers, we keep a lot of stuff in that we don't express, right? I'm a man. I just gotta deal with it. You know, but it's having that safe and secure support system. It may mean a lot. You know, I've never been a part of one, but I'm looking forward to help myself too and learn something from another father that I don't know, and something that can help me grow as a father, as a man, as a community leader, whatever. You know, so you guys come out and please support that. But FSC is within itself is a really amazing organization, especially when it comes down to like mental health. Like I said, if you enter our 24/7 fatherhood program, you get, I think, like 8 or 9 free therapy sessions. You know, that's unheard of, right? And that's one of the things that, as men, I don't need therapy, but no, we do. You know what I mean? Mental health is very, very important. You know, depression is real. Anxiety is real. Life is real, you know, and we think we just go through life and we can deal with it all, man, and it gets heavy on our shoulders, and we don't think that we need help or we need to talk to anybody, but we do, you know, and it's okay, you know. So we offer those type of services at Family Service Center, and that's, you can reach out at Family Service Center at FSCGAL, GAL, FSCGAL.org. And please reach out, go check out the website. Have a lot of great services, and not just for fathers. We have actually family services. You and your kids and your wife, you guys all can get services there. So
awesome. So that's tomorrow at Rue Daddy, 7 o'clock?
Yes, Rue Daddy's at 7 o'clock. Same time as the NFL draft. Come there, hang out, eat good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your team? Who do you follow in the NFL? Do you have?
Oh man,
is it player or team or?
I go with players, I guess. I can't even go with. Well, I love Patrick Mahomes. You know, I went to Texas Tech. He went to Texas Tech. I love to see him thrive. I know Cliff Kingsbury just left the NFL. I was rooting for him for a while. He was when I first got to Texas Tech, he was leaving, but he was a really cool guy. And I want to go for the Texans again. I'm be honest with you. I used to be a big Texans fan until Bill O'Brien, I feel like, ruined us.
Yeah. And then he was like out the door.
Right.
It's my parting gift. I'm trading everybody.
And
everybody's gonna hate me as a player GM. Well, I'm gone. You know, you're welcome. That was crazy.
Yes, I didn't understand that, but when I realized that he was the GM, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But this is $1 billion industry. We can't find 2 people that can help you.
Yeah, y'all got there's a couple million laying around because this arena's packed every game.
Every game.
You can hire somebody to do something else, right?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I always wonder, with athletes, you playing, football, arena ball, playing in college, these people that grow up in the area and the teams that they root for, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna go play over here, over there. So it's always interesting to see, like, do you have a favorite team still? Like even like people that have played.
I'm a local lover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love my people. I love my local community. I love the Houston Texans is the close thing we have, right? So I was really rocking with a man, but I can't stand foolishness either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lead you. I'm not gonna just follow you into a dark alley where I ask some questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I go in that alley with you, but I got some questions that need to be answered before we go. You know what I mean?
The only other thing about the Texans is, like, they could have had the first pick, in the draft, and it's like, I love us winning.
Right.
I love us winning.
Right.
But, like,
we haven't been winning. Like, let's win in the draft, right?
It's like, hey, I think he's like, I'm out the door anyways. I want these guys to win, and the players want to win.
Yeah.
The players win, they don't care. Like,
definitely, yeah. And even with that, like, it's a tough situation that that we're going into with the draft. We don't know. We know we need a quarterback. We know we need linemen. We need everything. So, like, we can't go wrong, I guess, at this point. You know? And that's a beautiful thing about rebuilding the organization, I think. Like, you got a new head coach. You're going to have a new quarterback. You're going to have a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. Hey, I think I'm going to get back on that bandwagon, man. So I just been frustrated over the last few years.
Yeah. it's a good time. You know,
Yeah.
it's a new beginning. So they need everything. So
Right.
whatever you pick, it's going to be
Right.
you know
You can't lose.
a good choice.
Right. Yeah. Can't go wrong.
All right. So I'm talking to Jared Williams. We were talking about Family Service Center here. But let's remind people one more time. There's an organization that you run, Marque Chargers. Who is that for, and why should people want to get involved?
Yeah, so it's for the community. At the end of the day, it's for our kids in our community. Help develop our different programs. Like I said, football is just a vessel that we're going to be getting the kids there. We plan on doing a lot more stuff, but a lot of it takes funding, like you said, and we need help with that. So if you guys want to donate, you can reach out to me directly, 409-795-9711. We are a 501c3 organization, so we are available, like I said, to any and everybody that wants to support. We appreciate you all. Thank you for having me here.
Yes. Anything else you want to talk about or share?
No. It has nothing come to mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see how this season, goes for you guys, and then everything that y'all have and complete going forward.
Yeah. So one more thing, like I said, Sunday at 5:00. If you want to come out, check us out. We'll be at Lamarque High School working out. I think you'll come out there and you'll be impressed. Like I said, with the energy and the vibes that our kids are working their butts off, the coaches are motivating them. I think that you will like it. And like I said, even if you don't have a kid, just come out, check us out. We'll be out there. You can walk up. It's free. So
Awesome.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.